Good morning, Chad. How's everybody doing today? My deepest condolences to those in St. Louis. I used to travel through there a lot to get on and off the boats to Steel City. Um, y'all, I have not fully seen or heard the reports on it, but I've heard it was devastating. I will not be roasting in any way. That is fucking terrible, and I'm sorry that our president is so goddamn terrible that y'all are gonna suffer so much worse than you would have under Kamala or Biden or Bush or guys. I'm sorry. This is a byproduct, but it isn't something that you should be having to deal with. And outside of that, just get ready. This isn't. I wish I could tell you guys. Well, St. Louis was a wake-up call, and we will surely. No. This is America, folks. This is the beginning of a very, very, very hard storm season to come. Mark me for that one. And if you are a homeowner, bruh, treat your tenants better. But on top of that, go ahead, get the best insurance you can, but prepare, because insurance companies now under the Trump administration can just pull out literally days before the event. And since we've gotten rid of NOAA, they officially hire the private people to give them the up-to-date weather reports. So, to you, it's going to look like nothing's going to happen. To them, they're going to see what's coming, and all of a sudden, I'm just saying, oh, is it supposed to rain today? I don't know. Hey, Allstate just dropped us. Oh. Let's go ahead and batten down. Maybe as all Americans should, let's go ahead and get a good-ass storm shelter for everyone. And if you're one of these, don't be nice, because if you're here, you're a friend, right? If you're one of these landowning people making capital off the backs of your renters and tenants, maybe you should have a bunker in place somewhere in your area that you own, that can't be taken away, but that'll be a safe spot for them to go in the event that, world-ending storms that we're about to see hit you with no notice, because we won't get the notice that they're coming until they're banging down your door. Just saying, y'all, anyone that said, ooh, I want a big business daddy to run our country, are you happy? Is this what you wanted? Because this is what business does. Anyone that's ever worked at a company. Hey, do y'all remember that time that the company made record-breaking profits and y'all got a car out of the deal? Or y'all got, like, individually, each worker got, like, full 3-4 sets of uniforms, $500-600, because you made them over a couple thousand per person could be paid? No? Oh, It's almost like capitalism doesn't give a single fuck about their employees as long as you got the energy to come in. And, maybe we should fight it as a group, collectively. Look, y'all, like I said, I'm not cracking jokes about it. I'm literally taking what happened and trying to use it as a rallying cry for people that are, well, the system will surely work given time. How long you want this timeline to run? How long are we waiting for Jesus? How long until that miracle and the businesses care? Because, for the record, businesses didn't care when they were sending their farmers to die in war. Businesses didn't care when they were sending their fucking... During COVID, how many of y'all got bonus checks from your business? Not from the government, not those stimmy checks. I mean from Lockheed Martin. I mean from Lowe's. I mean from, whatever business you work for. How many of y'all got them, please stay with us through this hard time check? Because their customers got discounts after they got back. What'd you get as the employees? I'm curious. Do tell. Because if you worked in fast food like I did, honey, you never got a break. There was no coming down. Hell, you were watching coworkers get sick and some die while you were busy making sure those fryers stayed going. For all those other employees that also couldn't get the fuck out of the situation because none of us had a mansion to go home to. Or, if you worked similar to what some of my friends did, you were working on them Ubers and whatnot, and you were driving it out to those rich fucks who would, you know, not tip for shit, because, isn't this the best time to live? I don't see why everyone's so upset. I work from home, and we have fun, and now we have to, it's like, I can't tell you how upsetting it was the times that I would deliver food to some of these people, and it would be like, they would be downright partying through the pandemic, and it's like, oh, I'm working 2 jobs, and I'm just keeping my head above water. Oh, but you got a bailout from the government. That's nice. I'm glad businesses got a bailout during COVID that none of the employees actually got to see a single bit of. That's awesome. I mean, it's not going to happen. We're in capitalist hell, but maybe next time give all of the stimulus money to the workers, and if it's a good company, well, then the workers will invest in it. I mean, I'm just saying. Just saying. I mean, we expect our children to invest in their schools and go sell chocolate. We expect scouts to invest in their own hobbies, even though they ain't but children, and go sell fucking... If you're Girl Scouts, you sell really bomb-ass cookies that probably have drugs in them, because they are too good. And if you're Boy Scouts, you sell dumbass magazines or fucking coupons. Because, you know, guys can't sell cookies. That's gay and dumb. What's going to be next? Your guy's going to be selling, like, what? Lanyards? I fucking hate this country's toxic masculine overviews of things. Because let's be clear, folks, there's, as a dude or a lady, you can, salesmanship is not hesitant. Dudes can sell feminine products, ladies can sell masculine products. There's nothing good about capitalism, folks. There is no good factor to it. It is all garbage. I mean, give you an example. Right now, I could be running these a lot better, a lot smoother with production quality if this was the only thing I was doing, because I enjoy doing this. But instead, you know, this is like my golden hour right here, about 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning, because this is when I'm getting up and getting all my stuff together to start my day. I pass out around 6 o'clock and get up again around 8 to 9 o'clock because I wake up at like midnight to 1 o'clock.
Actually take away more of the funds from FEMA because FEMA is gay and woke, obviously.
But yeah.
Anyway, look, let's do some of the aftermath impact here. Here it is.
Let's all truly hope that it will get better once we get rid of the billionaires and the rich class. I think we should do what China did with their rich. I want them to know fear.
Devastation here. It is like this, mile after mile, neighborhood after neighborhood, families going up, and the number killed continues to rise. This morning,
what is this? I don't know who's saying he has deserved it, but that's something that I rail against quite frequently. Like, nobody deserves to have this kind of death and destruction, to experience this kind of impact just because they live in a red state. I'm just making fun of, like, the government and their inability to deal with these things. Obviously, it's always, my efforts are always to reprioritize and reshift people's focus to who's actually responsible for the limited recovery that these people are going to experience.
Communities left reeling after deadly tornadoes and storms ripped through the Midwest, claiming at least 27 lives. In Kentucky, neighborhoods in ruin. I
mean, people did that after California wildfires, too. Like, I know. There's a lot of leopard-eating faces going on social media right now. It's incredibly depressing because St. Louis is one of the bluest metros in the country, not that it matters. Yeah, it's also one of the poorest places, too. Like, liberals just forget. Liberals don't understand in many circumstances. First of all, liberals forget that, like, just because you voted for Donald Trump doesn't mean you should die, okay? That's number one. Number two, a lot of these places, especially in the Deep South, these deep red states, for example, still have a bunch of Democrats that vote anyway, Democrats that vote for the Democratic Party anyway. And not only that, but the other part of this is that the other part of this that people don't realize is that, like, where do you think all the black people live, dude? Like, that's crazy. Liberals try to be woke. Liberals try to be woke, but then, like, don't realize that half the time when they're on the South, they're on some of the poorest areas of the South where black people have historically lived. Okay? That's it. Not that that even matters, obviously. I'm saying that, like, it doesn't matter if someone is, like, black or white or voted for a Republican. I don't think anybody should have to suffer like this, you know?
Rows of houses gone, roofs ripped off homes, cars shattered. Search and rescue teams combing through the wreckage, hoping to find survivors. Across the state, 18 people now confirmed dead. We're going to need a lot of help. We're going to need a lot of funding. We're going to need a lot of cooperation. Rescuers say many who lost their lives lived in these London neighborhoods. 8-year-old Ellie tells me it was the scariest few minutes of her young life.
I watched Homie Spumoni on stream last night, and Oji's in my chest, and she watched it 5 years ago. I'm telling ass, man, Homie Spumoni, did we watch it? I feel like I forgot it existed. We probably watched it.
Disintegrated around them.
Everything was
We used to do more fun stuff.
shattering. It was one of the worst sounds.
Her mom, Kendra, injured with a broken foot and bruises from
What do
falling.
you think of the amount of negative attention content creators are pumping at you on Twitter and the double standards on you addressing anything? The double standards on me addressing anything? What do you mean? I address everything, perhaps far too much, and it invites more negative attention. Who cares?
Marie held on to her babies to keep them alive.
And I can remember Jordan saying, God, please protect my babies. Please keep my babies safe.
Residents here have lost so
Oh,
much,
that's
like Carol Bell, the home she lived
that
in
makes
for
my
50
heart
years,
hurt.
destroyed, but she said she feels
Guys,
lucky to be alive.
real.
And in Missouri, at least 7 people in this neighborhood destroyed.
Okay,
Tornado
sorry.
through.
Now I will be a
Five of those
fucking.
lives were taken. Crews are working
I will be a reporter one day, a real reporter one day. But can't do it if I'm emotional. And let's be clear, y'all. The reason it hurts my heart is there should never be a point where an American is crying out to their creator because, oh please Lord help my children. We are in one of the most advanced countries in this godforsaken fucked world. The fact that we've got children crying out to their imaginary friend to try to get help. Chad, I don't know if you, I am tearing up a little, and I'm not afraid to admit that as a masculine man. That's fucked, y'all. That's fucked. These people should have had help from their government. The government should have informed them how bad the storm was going to be, and this should have been dealt with properly, like a proper society would. Like I said, it's just, yeah. Guys, I have no faith in my country, for the record, as an American. I have zero negative faith in America. But as far as my people are concerned, most of my people are decent people. They're hard workers, and they did not want this fascist piece of shit. They were just very much divided because, you know, forever war. It's mighty hard to get people to choose between, hey, do you want the weak genocide supporting fascist or the strong man genocide supporting fascist? I, much like a lot of the other Americans, go, what about, where's the non-fascist candidate? And we got her right at the last second. I'm sorry, one day the history books will show what they've been doing to ladies this whole time.
I think it's kind of devastating that there's no confidence in the government. Like, no one even thinks the government is supposed to be helping them in this process, which is crazy. I don't think there's any equivalence in any other country, no matter how rich or poor. Like, maybe Somalia or something, like a super decentralized form of governance, like, that's constantly engaging in, like, civil war or something, or, like, Libya. Like, places that have been devastated by Western intervention for the most part. But, like, when you look at nation states, no matter how rich or poor, there's this expectation that, like, the government is trying to do its best. You know, no matter how corrupt, no matter how awful.
As I said, yeah, I'm sorry, I got a little teared up there, but like Hassan Piker was saying on this report, it's if I go to, for example, if I go to Russia during the Tsar, or not during the Tsar time, during the SSR, or during the USSR, the United Soviet States, all that. Yeah, they had tragedies happen during their time. If you run more than 100 people, if you run more than 10 people, you're going to have tragedies happen. That's just the nature of having people. Tragedies happen. But let's be clear here about something. Most places, if they have a tragedy, the citizens can rest assured that their government, even the corrupt, shitty governments, are doing their best to, like, hey, yeah, they're not a good government, but they're not, like, that nobody profits if we all die. That they gotta keep some of us alive, right? Well, that's the thing. The U.S. government has reached a level of stupidity. They don't think they need you anymore as people. You are less than cattle. Because the farmer ain't gonna let all his cattle die. You gotta sell some of them cattle for food. You can't get an auction for sick and dying animals. So at the very least, you can trust that the farmer's gonna take care of the animal to keep it alive. Maybe not happy, maybe not well taken care of. We live in America. The place where, you know, our chicken nuggies are raised in dark little rooms or very hot little bright rooms where when their loved ones die, the loved ones get buried in the floor with them. And then, you know, we grind the beaks off of baby chickens so that when they're raised in tiny cages, they can't peck at each other. And we raise pigs and such, and these are animals that, keep in mind, have feelings. You and a pig are not all that different as far as, like, thoughts, hopes, wants. A pig looks at the world and it sees a world, same as you. And say, oh, well, you just killed that digital cow, aren't you just as bad? Okay, well, we're gonna just go ahead and give you that fantasy cow felt the same thing as a real world pig. But on top of that, yeah, I killed it quick, fast, in a hurry. It was wandering around and then it wasn't. Unlike in the American farming system and agricultural system where you'll raise a pig in a tiny environment so small it can't turn around with bad marks on its body. Sometimes when you see the purple marks in your ham, that's because the pig was pressed against the wall of its kennel or its cage so bad that that part of its body never left the wall of its cage. It just rotted like that, formed a sty. But, that's good American meat. I don't know why the world don't want our fucking meat. We should tariff them until they buy our garbage. No, most people, like, want meat that they can't literally taste the cruelty in. But that's the thing. In most countries, if you talk to a farmer, and again, even those farmers that, yes, I raise these cattle for meat, but when the time is done, that sweet cow over there is going to be taken to slaughter and murdered. Yeah, but up until that point, they're going to give that cow a good life in a field where it's like, maybe not frolicking, but at least able to wander about, chew on grass and such. Whereas in America, you know, we treat the animals the same way we treat our workers. Shitty. I mean, do you know how... Okay, give you a good example that isn't directly related to me. My boss... Miranda. There we go. I'm trying to keep everybody's, you know, identity safe as best I can. I'll slip up every now and again, but I try to, you know, above board on that. But my boss, she has not had an actual day off that she guaranteed had off, that she didn't have to do some other small task to keep her life together, or have to go to a different store because, you know, the owner of our company is so goddamn stupid. He's got 3 stores that literally, if you look at the chart, manager, none. Second manager, none. Not control manager, but go-between manager is what it's called, or kitchen manager, 1. And it's a person's name. And then underneath that, it's first shift, second shift, and you just none. He's got 3 stores like that there's just no manager. He just transfers other managers into that empty building. Hey, dumbass, if that business has people in it, maybe you could take one of those workers and pay them efficiently to where they'll actually watch your store. But then I couldn't just pay them 10 cents more than the average worker. Huh. Well, maybe you don't need a new car. And maybe you should stop the incredibly wasteful tradition of you get a car, your wife gets a car, and each of your kids gets a car every year. Maybe you should stop that tradition of getting the newest model vehicle for you and each of your family members every single year. Maybe instead you could invest in our stores to where instead of just painting the walls, they'll actually come and knock down some of the paint and put fresh up. Maybe instead of painting the ceiling tiles, they can come in and pull them down and wash them good. Or maybe you can give us, certain days that we close to just do maintenance ourselves. Or maybe you could let the people who run the stores for you pick maintenance people rather than, well, these are the cheapest ones I could find, so I'm saving lots of money. I mean, they don't show up but once every 6 to 8 weeks, and then they'll make a note, and then they won't show up again for 4 to 5 weeks. And yeah, they take frequent naps in their van, but I mean, they're the best we can afford on a budget, guys. Okay, well, how about you let us start repairing the restaurant then? As long as we keep careful note of what we're doing. Well, we're not insured. Are they? Are they? My flat top has caught fire 4 times this month. Hell, at this point, the grease trap on it stays on fire as long as it doesn't get water mixed in it to make it to where it catches and spreads across the underside of the flat top. We just overlook it. I mean, Chad, I'm working on a literal powder keg most of the time, and if the day comes that somebody throws a gallon of water on there in the middle of a shift, yeah, I just get 4th degree burns to my dick. It's because that's where the station sits. It's just, what you gonna do about it? Not work? Go to a place that's OSHA safe? Good luck with that in fast food. Keep in mind, when I worked at Zaxby's, which is arguably a good restaurant to work at now because of they have a maintenance team that actually shows up when called. But when I worked there, even with their maintenance team, you have to have so many reports of something before it actually gets done. Because, okay, give you an example. I worked the chicken station, deep frying all the chicken, battering it, and all that. My station would taser you. Like, if you wiped the station down, and then immediately put the rag in the water and touched between the station and the fryer, you'd get tasered. It was a loose wire in the underside of the station. It took an old person having a heart attack for them to actually fix that. Up until that point, they just told, hey, when you get a new person in, make sure to let them know not to touch the fryer and the station at the same time. Make sure they understand it is a connection and that you just should not touch both of them. It's a safety issue. Again, chat, let's not track down that loose wire and fix it. Let's not stop production for the sake of people. No, no, no. Crank that meat, motherfucker. Keep going. Oh, someone died? Cost of production, folks. Keep moving. Move them to the side. We got 3 more people banging on the door to get in anyway. And that's anywhere you work at. Hell, the other Zaxby's, the one that's on the other side of town, the one that got basically rebuilt, so I don't know their interior anymore. Hopefully they repaired it. Because that back panel, the reason it stunk so bad during the day, for about 10 years it was sitting on a literal just rotted pad. The health department was giving them consecutively 5 points off each health inspection for that trash pad. And yeah, well, technically we've got 5 points off the inspection, so as long as everything else pops, we'll be fine. Just make sure everything else is scrubbed real good, and hell, my boss, my actual store manager, had a plan. When the health department would arrive, somebody would give him the heads up that the health department had arrived. He would immediately, okay, my shift leads, y'all are in charge now. And his entire job was just to henpeck this poor health inspector. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? What's that? That's neat. That's a new thing. Yeah, I sure talking about Shirley in that office. Man, they do all sorts of, and just be the most flamboyantly queer gay person you can be. I mean, when I say RuPaul would have said this man was a little much, but it worked. I mean, you can hate the play of friend, but you can't hate the game. That place got a steadily passing health inspection, even with rotting meat, broken down pans. The racks that we put meat on were never clean, so half the time they had chicken mold growing on them. And we passed our health inspections consistently. Why? That one wasn't even corruption. That was just, you have somebody who's real nice to the person and you talk to them, distract them. These health inspectors are not like highly paid people that realize they're the ones on the, front lines of, if you half-ass this, we're going to have another pandemic that kills people. No, most of them are Nepo babies that, hey, I got this job because I could go to college and now I get paid an exuberant amount of money to stick this here thermometer and that there water. And, most businesses will actually be super duper nice to me. And they'll do what I say. It's a power trip. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure again, it's like not all cops are bastards, guys. There is actually a few cops out there that genuinely, they want to make a positive difference in the world. They just don't want to see people get bullied and run roughshod over. Star Trek as kids and wanted to be Worf and Odo and insert your favorite security officer here. They wanted to help and protect people, and that's all they wanted to do. And then they got put into this system that turned them into a weapon. It's sort of like how I vehemently, and I do mean vehemently, despise capitalism. If I had a time machine, I would go back in time and murder every great capitalist. I think I can say that because of how fictionally absurd the premise is. But again, I would go back and murder every single goddamn hard-blooded... I would murder the founders, I think. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. But that being said, the system we have is the system we have. I would not, for example, shoot up a Piggly Wiggly, even though Piggly Wiggly is a capitalist hellscape shithole. Why wouldn't I do that? All those people are helping to grow capitalism. They are the enemy of the common man. Yeah, that is true. They are also the common man. We aren't in the world of Karl Marx, or we're not in that world anymore. I mean, we're adjacent to it. We're in the world that world spawned and created, but the methods that they used will no longer work. Their capitalists have learned, sadly, and gotten better. I mean, why you think it is that every single boss has the, oh, but we're a friendly corporation. Why you think they turn on that sucrose sugar sweetness when they get a new employer, new hire in? Why you think it is that they're suddenly, oh, no, we can work around that. No, we can work around that too. Until, about your first week, once they figure out where to put you on the sliding scale, if you're a good worker, if you're a shit worker. And even then, it doesn't really matter, it seems, because, some of these places will goddamn kiss ass with the shitty workers, too. But that's because, it's not, oh, these are my great workers that are doing a wonderful job for everybody. It's typically, oh, these are the lumps of meat that I got to move my machines today. I mean, yeah, you got some people you genuinely care about. I got coworkers I'd give the shirt off my back for, as the saying goes. But that being said, I never trust or assume they would do the same for me. Because so far I've been proven that, yeah, there are some that would, most wouldn't. Most wouldn't give a shit, period. And then there are some unfortunate ones that, just that, they'll take full advantage of you if they get the chance. I mean, hell, I got one coworker still ain't paid for cups that they had a coworker buy from them offline. And in that hindsight, they still ain't paid me back either. And they were in such a desperate state that their animals were starving. And, oh, but I just don't want to watch my animals starve. Won't you help me? So, of course, being a fucking person, Chad, I helped. But I helped with the caveat that they would buy me either 2 to 3 bags of dog food and or cat food, because I bought them a big bag of dog, a big bag of cat, and then a box of wet food. But, yeah, when asked to return the favor, I got 20 bucks and I got yelled at that I shouldn't fucking bring up the favor so much. I get my fucking money. Chat, that was over a year ago, and I still have not, in fact, gotten my said fucking money. I mean, in a perfect world, I'd just go to my boss and be like, hey, I want his tips. Until he takes the time to pay me back what he owes me, give me his tips each day. Until those tips equal out to be about the $40 to $60 I spent. But again, we don't live in that world, and it was my mistake. One boss said he needed help, and I gave him the information to get help from the government, and to my knowledge, he still is bumming from his sister. Because he's lazy, chat, because in his world, fuck you, it's him. But I'm an asshole, so fuck him anyway. That's the thing, is that doesn't bother me. I just get very frustrated because, you know, I actually give a shit about my people. But, you know, different strokes, different people. I just genuinely want a world where we don't have to fucking struggle to. We don't have to struggle through. A place where we do things because it's the logical choice. It's the good and right thing to do. But I mean, meh. I feel like I get on here every day and I say close to the same thing, and I don't mind it, but I need to get better at editing my videos. I need to be seen by a wider audience and hopefully start affecting, you know, hearts and minds, so to speak. That's kind of cute. That's a good love story there. The zombies in their boat and the cuck in his cuck boat. Just watching the loving zombies. I wonder why I guess the water keeps them alive. I genuinely do not understand this game's physics. I've never understood them, but it seems like once upon a time they had a concept of Minecraftian physics. I really should quit killing the animals now. I have enough meat. I have the meat and I should soon have the vegetation. Oh, chicken. Call me Arby's up in this piece. Alrighty. But yeah, y'all. Like I said, I wish I could tell you it'll get better, but y'all know how I feel about that situation. Unless we start making a difference and caring, it ain't. And I still don't understand how capitalists got y'all so good. Because that part's always what fucked me up, and I was always a bad capitalist because of it. The whole, oh, well, we're gonna do all of this for you and fuck them. I've never been the fuck them crowd. I'm the, fuck those Republicans or Trump supporters crowd, but it's not, one, while fuck them, yes, I do think that, I don't care for them. I still think they deserve to live, though, for the most part. Most of them, maybe not all of them, but most of them deserve, they still deserve life. Just because they voted Trump don't mean they deserve to die. That being said, there isn't much kindness there. That's the line, though. I don't think they deserve to die for it. I mean, that's just, to me, a hot take, but we need to reach hearts and minds of people. We need people to do better. And I can't work with dead. If you're dead, you're just sort of static to what you were when you were alive. At least as far as your political leanings go. Hell, what I want is an actual Great Awakening, as they fucking pretended like Trump was gonna be. Because for the record, at least it still stalled out. Guys, the right thought they were gonna eat that shit. The whole reason they didn't have a contingency plan to put us all in camps is they genuinely thought you Americans, the rest of my fellow Americans, were going to be perfectly okay with mass deportation, so long as they weren't deporting the white folks. Remember, folks, that Manson was a racist piece of shit. He thought in Helter Skelter he was basically going to go underground with his cult of white folks, and black folks, Hispanics, and all the other races would kill all the white folks through a, rebellion, a race war, and then he and his would come out from the caves afterwards and be worshipped by all the black folks, the Hispanics, and all the minorities because, oh, they're magical white folk. They thought that y'all would see them as magical. That's the level of stupid racism Manson was. But I digress. That's what most that's the thing. Manson was not the extreme for racists. He was the norm. That stupidity, that advanced, oh, they'll do what we say because we said it. That's the norm for fucking racist folks. They just assume you're gonna like it and go with it. And I'm proud that most Americans proved them wrong. I just wish more had. Like I said, I wish that people like... I've been doxing him. Well, I'm not going to give his last name. Either way. And Allen's a fairly normal fucking name. Basic-ass name. But that's the thing, is that it's like how, a certain other member of the team that I'm finally back to getting on good terms-esque with. It's like, I don't hate people. I'm disappointed in people, like a lot. But most of it's just, I got hurt by the fact that I would walk through hell barefoot for someone that wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire. It's the fact that, much like, and that's what killed me yesterday, because I am going to say the incident that happened, and I wish that I had better faith in him. But it's like, he was joking about his sister drowning, or something of that sort. And she tearfully almost breaks down with the, well, I can't swim and I would drown. And again, I swear, I wish I could hope that he was just, oh no, I hurt her feelings, I need to make this right. But being that we had so many orders, it genuinely strikes me as the kid in school that pulls on his sister's hair to get her to cry, so he can walk them to the principal's or the nurse's office and make sure they're okay. I mean, keep in mind, chat, this is the same guy that, oh no, I gotta go to the bathroom again. Oh no, I gotta go to the bathroom again. I'm crazy for obsessing over this fact, though. And here's the thing. I've worked with the guy for like almost 3 years now. When he goes to the bathroom, like actually goes and uses the facilities in our half a porta-john sized bathroom, he goes in there, he uses the bathroom, and he leaves the seat up. Unless he's taking a shit, in which case it smells like death. And it takes him about an hour and a half. But if he's just pissing like you should if you're at work and we're in a rush and your coworkers need you, he goes in there, he takes his piss, and he leaves the seat up, and then he leaves out of there. I go in behind him because I drink like 8 to 10 monsters a day. When I'm well paid, I drink 8 to 10. When I'm underpaid, as I am currently, I drink 3 to 4. But I'm not well, chat. The high and short, I'm not well. But I'm in America, so even as it shirks my skin off, I mean, you gotta keep that grind set up, right? I can't provide top entertainment for y'all, and work, and feed my animals, and keep a clean-esque house if I don't keep my energy drinks up, if I don't keep my energy levels up. But I digress. I piss a lot because of it. So I go in there to relieve the tank as necessary, and hey, the seat's all the way down. And by that I mean the seat, the cover seat, it's all just... Oh, I see what's happening here. So I test that theory. Alan will run in there, take about 5-10 minutes, and then come popping back out. Sometimes he even forgets to wash his hands, and that's when I'll catch his ass at it. And here's the thing. I don't think he's nasty. Let me be clear. I don't think he's being nasty. I don't think he's just like these nasty fucking Republican bastards and plague rats that, well, I didn't piss on my hands. Yeah, but your cock's in your pants and you touched your cock. So how about you wash your fucking nasty hands, you bastard? I don't think that's him, because every time he actually uses the bathroom, I hear that sink go. He hits the button. I hear the ee of the thing shoot out the paper towel. He does the proper thing. Here's where he fucks up. When he goes in there to play on his phone, or he goes in there to take a sit-down break, because he knows if he sits down anywhere outside, Donna will eat his lunch. By that I mean break it off in his ass. Because you know, here in America, folks, you can't sit down. Sitting down's a sign of laziness, a sign of lethargy, a sign that you're a terrible fucking worker. What do you mean you don't have to move to do your job? Fuck you, you don't get to sit down. This is America. Either way, I'm not against the boy having a sit-down. You should be able to sit. That being said, I am against you taking a 20-minute squat in the bathroom when someone has to piss, and then leaving the seat down. Because again, when you're just getting in there to play on your phone, you'll go in there, put the seat down, not drop trowel, and just sit there. Play on your phone. Think about it. Contemplate why you're in this teeny tiny bathroom and what mistakes have led you to this point. Maybe you shouldn't have, been so fucking lazy at every goddamn opportunity you've ever been given. Maybe you could, apply yourself and stop being such a lazy bitch. I don't know, maybe you're just thinking, ooh, I like this TikTok, funny, funny TikTok. Because again, y'all, not to judge nobody, but if you look at mine as you scroll through, it's like, here's an engineering thing, here's something about sociology, here's something here, here's a funny song, here's something about sociology, here's something about what makes society tick, here's a farming video, here's a fun animal fact. If you go on Alan's feed, because he plays on his phone all the time at work, here's The Bachelor, here's The Bachelor, here's a reality show, here's an AI voice reading you a script from a movie. Here's a script, here's an AI script, here's an AI script. Pop, 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 yum ice cream, yum ice cream. That's the shit he watches, and I'm just like, buddy, no wonder your brain's as useful as a fucking gefufflefish. Why are you feeding your brain garbage? I mean, for fuck's sake, bro, why not just at least watch something pertaining to us? I mean, let's be clear, chat, not gonna at nobody who loves RuPaul, but can we all agree it's kind of like... Now, again, As far as if you're straight, please watch RuPaul. It'll expose you to the gay culture a little bit, to the queer culture, as it were. But to my fellow Rainbow Coalition folks, to my fellow folks that are of the gay, bi, trans, ace, not straight cis folks, can we all agree RuPaul's basically potato chips? I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I am not dogging the queen at all. I'm just saying, it's not high society entertainment, so to speak. It's not Paris is Burning. It's not I mean, I wouldn't even put it on the same. I'm losing my train of thought here. I'm not trying to dog RuPaul. I'll admit it, when I was a baby queer, I loved RuPaul a lot more than I should probably. I watched a lot of it. I stole some of those mannerisms for a little bit. Maybe not the showmanship or all that, because I was in the South and you'd get killed for that, but, you know, I still adopted some of the mannerisms as far as some of the speech and some of the jokes. And it gave me a sense of community, as far as at least I'm not the fuck alone. At least there are other people out there who feel the way I do about things. Now, if only as a society and as a community we could move forward and think, let's all stick together, rather than, bitch, I'm getting mine. Because let's be clear, queer capitalism and gay rainbow capitalism is just as evil, just as terrible, just as bigoted as non-queer rainbow capitalism. Capitalism is the problem. There is no solution with capitalist in it that works. But yeah, I've been winding it down. We're on day 4 to 6 now. I just want to see us do better as a society is all, because we could do so much better as a society. And part of that, guys, is quite literally just, I mean, for example, what is it with the Red Scare? I still want somebody to come on here and explain to me what is so goddamn scary about, I'm gonna give you food, I'm gonna give you medical aid, I'm gonna give you a house with a roof, I'm gonna make sure you don't have to work more than, honestly, it's been proven good all over the good countries that, yeah, a 30-hour work week, a 4-day work week is very doable, and your citizens will be happier. And guys, if we're not striving for the happiness of people, what is the goddamn point of any of it? I mean, let's be clear. I get on here and I be loud, and I hope it's transferring over to being more fun and Chevy Chase, Lewis Black adjacent, not really, you know, doom and gloom. I'm not wanting to be a dipshit Marcel here. Marcel said, if you don't know who it is, consider yourself lucky. The man's a piece of shit. Just a sad, sad little internet troll up in Canada. And a very dangerous man, because he has been on Canada's Most Wanted. But, you know, dangerous in the sense that he'll lead you off a cliff and steal all your money. Not dangerous in a sense that he's gonna Arthur you from Red Dead. He's not gonna, you know, be able to hurt you. He's weak and soft and squishy. But if you trust him, oh my God, he will hurt you so badly. One of those types. A real Andrew Tate fan. Real capitalist energy on that one. But like I said, I'll never be sold on the why I need to hate my fellows. I can be sold on why I get frustrated with my fellows. Because, yes, I get very frustrated with my fellows a lot. But that being said, I'm sure they get frustrated with me too. We're all just doing our fucking best. And that's why I say again, chat, it's all about community. I mean, let's be clear. Some of my best friends at work, some of my best co-working friends that we might never see each other once we leave work, because I'm not a fake-ass bitch. I'm not going to say we will. Because, yeah, if I see you on the street, I'll still, hey, how you doing? I'll still be nice. How you doing? How you doing? But as far as seeking you out, Dude, I don't do that for my friends now. I mean, I would if I could, but my methods are very, very limited. My productions are thoroughly seized by the bourgeoisie elites. Like I said, y'all, I'm just another one of those radical anarchists trying to make a better world for everybody. I think we're gonna gather up these things, do a quick save since we made it to day 46, and get this video out, hopefully with a complete audio without me just starting out ranting randomly, huh? I don't know, Chad, I feel sick a lot. Like, a lot. Could be the byproduct of all those energy drinks, but, you know, we live in hell. If I don't drink all those energy drinks, I can't keep moving at the pace I move. If I don't move at the pace I move, things fall down. I mean, hell. And anyway, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, right, chat? I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope you take care of your community today. In some way, do that. And again, y'all, I'm not saying you gotta be the... I was gonna say Mother Teresa, but that woman was a bitch. You ain't gotta be the... I was gonna say Gandhi, but that motherfucker did some creepy shit with kids. Chat, you ain't gotta be fucking perfect. Try. Jesus Christ, look at me. I'm by no stretch of the imagination's perfect. I barely consider myself good half the time. But I try. Trying is sometimes all you gotta do is just best effort, you know? Actively seek out to not hurt people, and you'll be doing good. So be good, chat. Be good to each other. And remember, charity starts at home, so be good to yourself, too. You can hate yourself as much as you want, and capitalism will still keep cranking on. Might even profit more from the self-hatred, so keep that thought in mind real good. I thank you for viewing, I thank you for watching, I thank you for subscribing and sharing if you so chose to do it. We made it to day 46, y'all. About to be day 47. Woo! We made it to day 47. Y'all have a good day. I thank you very much, and we'll be moving on to the next video just as soon as I can settle my stomach. Bye-bye.